Imagine this. You're a kid sitting on the floor surrounded by toys. Your parents come home empty-handed. Another night of ramen noodles. No new Legos. And suddenly one parent whispers something devastating. We're bankrupt. Everything you know is crashing down around you. Your world is falling apart. How would you feel? Terrified, hopeless, angry. But you can't imagine it getting worse. Meet Reginald Lewis. That was him at 17 years old. A promising high schooler with big dreams. But now he had to drop out and support his family. Yet within 2 decades, he accomplished something unthinkable. At 36, he became the first African American to lead a Fortune 500 company. He built an empire worth over $1 billion. It was the stuff of legends. And yet there was more. When Reginald passed away in 1993, at 61, his estate revealed a truth even he might have found shocking. Out of his $1 billion fortune, $800 million was left to charities. He'd given away the majority of his wealth long before he died. So here's the question. How can someone who's lost everything in life end up giving away hundreds of millions of dollars? Well, the answer, like all answers worth knowing, is not simple. But it all started with a choice, a decision that changed everything when he was just 17. The year was 1965. Reginald was growing up in Brooklyn, New York. His dad was a minister, a preacher who preached hard work and integrity. They weren't poor, but they weren't rich either. It was a modest upbringing. But then the unthinkable happened. Reginald's father passed away. Suddenly the financial burden fell onto his mother, Helen, a seamstress who worked long hours. Things were tight. Reginald watched his mother struggle. So at 17, he made a promise to himself. He would never let her struggle financially again. So he dropped out of high school, took a job in construction. But Reginald was no ordinary teenager. He had a dream. He wanted more than just a normal life. He wanted something extraordinary. So while working in construction during the day, he enrolled in night classes. At night, he studied under the dim lights of street lamps, absorbing knowledge like a sponge. He learned accounting. He learned taxes. He learned investing. Every spare moment he had, he dedicated to learning more about finance. Within a few years, he got a job at a brokerage firm. Soon he was promoted to sales manager, then senior partner. Then in 1976, he did the unthinkable. He founded his own investment company, Lexington Management Group. Reginald had taken his raw talent, sprinkled with determination and seasoned with experience. The result, an extraordinary career. He climbed the corporate ladder faster than anyone expected. In 1980, he co-founded TLC Beatrice International, a consumer products company. 6 years later, TLC went public, and the rest was history. Reginald's star continued to rise. In 1990, he became CEO of a major insurance company, the largest black-owned insurance company in the United States. By 1993, his net worth crossed $1 billion, officially joining the exclusive Billionaire Club. Now, if Reginald's story ended here, it would have been nothing short of phenomenal. Going from poverty to billionaire in 2 decades, that's Hollywood movie material. But Reginald's story doesn't end here. In fact, the real story began when he achieved that billion-dollar milestone. You see, when Reginald became a billionaire, he was at a crossroads. For the first time in his life, he had more money than he could spend. For the first time, he didn't have to worry about paying the bills or supporting his family. He could buy anything he wanted, eat anything he desired, wear anything he liked. Anything. But instead of splurging, he gave. Now, giving isn't unusual, right? Many rich people donate to charities, but Reginald's approach was unique. See, when he started his journey, he was driven by necessity. He needed money to help his mother. He needed it to put food on the table. He needed it to create opportunities where there were none. And now that he had it, he wanted to help others experience the same thing. He wanted to be a catalyst for change, to be a beacon of hope in communities that desperately needed it. For example, in 1990, he donated $10 million to Howard University, one of the largest donations in its history at the time. Why Howard? Because it was a historically black university, because it represented excellence, because he wanted to empower the next generation of black leaders. But it wasn't just about the money, it was about the inspiration. When Reginald donated, it sent a message to students, faculty, and the entire community. If I can do it, so can you. And then in 1992, he donated $100 million to Lincoln University, one of the oldest historically black universities in the country. This donation wasn't just about giving back, it was about leveling the playing field. For decades, Black Americans faced systemic barriers to education, to housing, and to economic opportunities. Reginald wanted to change that. He wanted to make sure that no one's zip code determined their access to quality education. But perhaps the most shocking revelation came after Reginald passed away. In 1993, his will was read, and it unveiled a truth that surprised everyone, including Reginald's own family. He donated 80% of his wealth to charity. 80%. That meant out of his $1 billion fortune, $800 million went to various charitable causes. And the list of recipients was a who's who of institutions that mattered, from museums to medical centers, from universities to performing arts centers. Reginald's generosity touched every corner of society. So here's the burning question. What was Reginald's motivation? Why give away such a huge chunk of his fortune? Well, the answer lies in understanding the heart of a self-made man. You see, Reginald wasn't born with a silver spoon. He didn't inherit his wealth. He built it from scratch. And in doing so, he understood the struggles, the challenges, and the triumphs of entrepreneurship. He knew what it was like to start with nothing and make something of himself. And that journey had shaped him. It had instilled in him a deep sense of gratitude and humility. He never forgot where he started. He never took his success for granted. And that's why he gave. It wasn't just about writing a check. It was about paying it forward. He wanted to help others experience the same success he had, to empower them to break free from their circumstances and pursue their dreams. He wanted to be a catalyst for positive change. Reginald's story is a testament to the transformative power of giving. It's a lesson in philanthropy and a masterclass in humility. It reminds us that success isn't just about personal gain, but about making a positive impact on the world. This story is proof that you don't have to be born into wealth to create generational wealth. Think about it. Reginald started from the bottom, yet his legacy continues to live on. Through his investments and his donations, he's ensuring that his impact will be felt for generations to come. So if you're on a journey towards success, remember the spirit of Reginald Lewis. Strive for excellence, embrace humility, and always be ready to give back. The world needs more dreamers, more doers, and more givers like Reginald. Now, if you want to keep this momentum going, if you want to dive deeper into the world of finance, I have a special gift for you. It's completely free. I'll teach you about personal finance, investing, and much more. Consider this. If Reginald Lewis had access to such a guide back in the 1960s, maybe his journey would have started even earlier. Don't miss out on this opportunity. As for me, my journey in finance continues. If you want to be a part of it, hit subscribe. Together, we'll navigate the world of finance, uncover hidden truths, and inspire positive change. Remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep making a difference.